Don't scroll past. Was it last night? In the absolute depths of your desperation and exhaustion, that you silently begged for a sign to know whether you should keep going or just give up. Let your finger pause on this screen for just a moment. Amidst the millions of rushing streams of information out there, the fact that this video is appearing before your eyes right now is absolutely not a random coincidence. This is a divine arrangement. A direct answer to the sighs no one understands that you have sent out into the void. It is I, God. I do not come to you with judgment or distant authority, but I come with the universe's gentlest empathy, softly touching your heavily bruised soul. I know you are truly exhausted. I see the long nights you toss and turn, letting your mind be torn apart by hundreds of invisible anxieties. You fear falling behind, fear that your long-held efforts will become meaningless. The outside world only sees a version of you always putting up a strong front, always smiling and playing the understanding one to absorb all the unfairness. But I clearly see your trembling shoulders. I see the tears of self-pity you try to swallow back down while falling apart in a dark corner all by yourself. You are so tired of having to heal yourself. Aren't you, but my child? Listen very closely to this, all the weary waiting, all the doors that just slammed shut in your face, and that cold instability. None of it is a punishment. Hidden behind the fog of this adversity, I am quietly molding a massive transformation meant specifically for your destiny. There is a grand secret about the arrangement of fate that your earthly eyes cannot yet see through. This quiet season of testing is actually a protective shell keeping you safe from the storms of making the wrong choices, clearing the path for a future more brilliant than you ever dared to dream. Today, I am personally calling your name because the end of those unsteady days has arrived. I am bringing a crucial energetic key, just waiting for this exact moment to hand it to you. If your soul truly yearns to be soothed and is ready to receive new light, comment the phrase, "I am ready to receive," right down below to open this portal of divine connection. And please, patiently quiet your mind and stay with me until the very last second, because there, I will personally lift the veil of secrecy, hand you the ultimate sign of confirmation, and reveal the final answer about the path of glory I have prepared just for you. Relax and listen to me. Don't scroll past. Was it last night? In the absolute depths of your desperation and exhaustion, that you silently begged for a sign to know whether you should keep going or just give up. Let your finger pause on this screen for just a moment. Amidst the millions of rushing streams of information out there, the fact that this message is appearing before your eyes right now is absolutely not a random coincidence. This is a divine arrangement, a direct answer to the sighs no one understands that you have sent out into the void. It is I, God. I do not come to you with judgment or distant authority, but I come with the universe's gentlest empathy, softly touching your heavily bruised soul. Today, I am personally calling your name because the end of those unsteady days has arrived. I am bringing a crucial energetic key, just waiting for this exact moment to hand it to you. If your soul truly yearns to be soothed and is ready to receive new light, leave the phrase, "I am ready to receive," right down below to open this portal of divine connection. And please, patiently quiet your mind and stay with me until the very last second, because there, I will personally lift the veil of secrecy regarding your destiny. Have you let your shoulders drop yet? Good. Now, let my voice flow through the cracks in your heart. I am looking deep into your eyes right now, piercing straight through that forced smile you use to deal with the world every day. Outside that door, people look at you and see someone so strong, so resourceful. They see someone who always says, "I'm fine. Everything will pass. Just leave it. I can do it myself." They believe you are an impenetrable fortress that no storm can knock down. But I do not look at you with the superficial eyes of the world. I am the one who has counted every throbbing heartbeat in your chest, I know exactly how worn out and heavy that mask of resilience you wear from early morning until late at night has become. I see the exhaustion quietly gnawing at your soul from the inside out. I was there, right in your quiet room during those long nights thick with darkness. When the bedroom door closes, when the outside world falls asleep. That is when you have to strip off the perfect armor and face your own brokenness. I see you curled up under the blankets, staring blankly into the void, desperately searching for some invisible comfort. I see the hot tears you intentionally swallow back down, the stifled resentment in your throat when you don't even dare to cry out loud for fear of bothering others. I hear every single one of your broken, heavy sighs when you think about tomorrow. You are just too tired, aren't you? You are tired of constantly bracing yourself to please everyone. You have become the understanding one to a pitiful extent. You always bite your lip and take the short end of the stick. Always yield. Always hide your true feelings to keep the peace. You have given away too much sincerity, poured out all your kindness for the relationships you cherish, only to get nothing in return but indifference, exploitation, heartless judgments, and cold shoulders when you needed them most. That injustice, that resentment, I see it all. The profound emptiness when you ask yourself in the silence, why do I always live for others? But when I fall, there isn't a single hand reaching out to pull me up. That loneliness constantly tears at your heart, making you sometimes want to give up on everything. Look up at the grey sky and desperately ask, are you up there, or have you forgotten about me? Oh, my beloved child, how could I ever forget a part of my own flesh and blood? I have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a split second. Don't rush to let self-pity swallow you whole right now. And absolutely do not scroll past, because just right ahead on this path, I will personally lift the veil of fog so you can see the big picture. I will show you the deep reason why I allowed that isolation and silence to surround you all this time. There is a massive layer of protection hidden in this adversity that you are about to receive. I deeply understand the suffocating desperation you are bearing. It is not just physical exhaustion. Your soul is truly depleted. You are standing at a crossroads covered in thick fog. Finances are unstable. Plans are hitting dead ends. Work isn't going your way. Or the people you love the most are hurting you the deepest. You feel like you are sinking into a mud pit. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. That invisible loop: hope, effort, then disappointment again. It repeats over and over, making you start to turn around and condemn yourself. Chronic overthinking is draining the last ounce of your strength. You look at your friends, at the people around you constantly moving forward. Then you look back at your empty hands and your instability, and you panic. That invisible pressure suffocates your breath. You fear becoming a failure, fear disappointing your family, fear being left behind forever. Your heart is covered in bleeding scratches, and your mind traps you with self-punishing questions. Where did I go wrong? Or is this some karma I have to pay for? Listen to me. Whisper this into your soul. I did not bring these things to punish you. Strip that toxic mindset out of your thoughts immediately. You are not being punished, but you are carrying burdens on your shoulders that do not belong to you at all. You are picking up rocks of anxiety about a future that hasn't arrived, the pain of a past that is gone, and the unrealistic expectations of others, stuffing them all into your life's backpack. How can your little feet keep walking when they are already giving out under the weight of regret and endless torment? I know there is some old wound that you keep holding on tightly to, something you have never truly forgiven yourself for. It makes you withdraw, build up thorny walls, and put your guard up to protect yourself for fear of the world hurting you once again. But my child, when you build walls to keep the pain out, you also accidentally slam the door shut on the light, the blessings, the beautiful connections, and the abundance I am sending your way. Keep your mind completely still, because right after this, I will hand you a powerful spiritual key to instantly shatter this dark wall. I will show you how to never have to withstand these storms alone for a single day longer. The desperation you are tasting right now, the feeling of having the air sucked out of your lungs, is actually not the end. It is the universe's red alarm bell. Your soul is screaming out for rest, demanding to be freed from the whirlpool of fake pressure the earthly world has wrapped around your neck. You have used your small human strength to fight and try to control everything for way too long. When things derail from your calculations, you panic. You crave a sense of security, a peaceful haven. But you go looking for peace in people who are just as broken as you are. Looking for security in material money, which is inherently fleeting. Right at this moment, the inner turmoil within you is reaching its peak. That is because my light is shining directly into the dark corners you intentionally buried. I am reopening this pain not to rub salt in the wound, but to disinfect the infections that have been hurting you for so long. It is time, my love. It is time for this lonely and exhausting battle of yours to come to an end. That I'm fine mask is too heavy. Let me take it off for you. Take a deep breath. Feel my warmth wrapping around you, and prepare your soul to step into another dimension, where all your burdens will be lifted. Do you feel your shoulders getting a little lighter, realizing that right here, in my presence, you no longer have to brace yourself to hide any weakness? Your breathing has already started to slow down. Just let everything flow naturally like that. Do not try to hold back the tears if they are welling up in your eyes. Tears are not a sign of cowardice. They are the most honest language of a soul that has endured far beyond its limits. Just cry. Let the resentment melt away in my invisible yet unbreakable embrace. I want you to look down. Look deeply at your tightly clenched fists right now. Look. What are you trying to hold on to? What are you desperately clinging to and trying to control so much that your knuckles are turning pale, white, and bleeding? The root cause of the suffocating desperation you are facing is not that you are inadequate, not that you lack effort, and certainly not that this universe has turned its back on you. The real reason you always feel like you are sinking is because you refuse my help. You are carrying the mindset of a lone warrior. This deceitful world has taught you a cruel lesson: don't trust anyone. No one out there is going to help you. You have to be self-sufficient. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. If you fall, wipe your own blood and get back up. The traumas of the past, the times you were betrayed, the empty promises of people have programmed an extreme defense mechanism into your mind. You started to believe that if you don't personally solve every problem, from the smallest to the biggest, the sky will fall. You refuse to ask for help. You are terrified of owing favors. You built yourself an isolated fortress and locked yourself inside it. You scraped together the shattered pieces of your finances, your relationships, your unfinished plans, and try to use the weak glue of human strength to stick them back together. But my child, you are merely a being of flesh and bone. Your intellect, no matter how sharp, can only see an incredibly tiny corner of destiny's canvas. How can you use your limited view of the present to calculate for an unknown future? How can you force every event to happen exactly as you planned? It is exactly that attachment to having to control everything that has become a noose, tightening around your neck. When a situation veers off your desired track, when a person you trusted suddenly walks away, when a sum of money you counted on suddenly vanishes, when the job you poured your heart into suddenly falls apart, you spiral into absolute panic. You writhe, you agonize, and you blame yourself, thinking you have lost control of your life. But listen to me whisper this deep into your subconscious. You have never truly controlled anything out there, and you don't need to. The security you are trying so hard to hold on to with human strength is just a fragile illusion. Why do you insist on playing the foolish child, trying to carry a massive, crumbling boulder on your back, sweating profusely, your knees trembling and bleeding, while I, your Almighty Father, am standing right beside you with wide open arms? just waiting for you to say one sentence. Please carry this for me. You have been carrying it all by yourself for far too long. My stubborn child. It is time you learn how to let go. Letting go is not surrendering to fate. Letting go is not cowardice, laziness, or running away from responsibility. Letting go is the highest realm of bravery. It is when your soul recognizes the limits of the flesh and decides to hand the steering wheel of your life back to the Creator who made it. When you stop thrashing around in the rapids, that is when you begin to float. When you stop trying to force destiny to break your way, that is when true miracles finally have the space to step into your life. Today, right in this sacred moment, I am offering you a proposal, a covenant of unconditional love. I want to trade for all the burdens you are carrying. Hand over to me the anxiety about debts, about not knowing how to survive tomorrow. Hand over to me the fear of falling behind, the obsession with having to succeed to prove yourself. Hand over to me the traumas from betrayal, the resentment of being treated unfairly. Hand over to me the disease of overthinking, the sleepless nights, and the unforgiving torment toward yourself. Hand them all over to me. Just throw it all into my arms. My shoulders are broad enough to carry all the karma and exhaustion of this entire world, let alone your individual burdens. I do not demand perfection from you. I do not need you to cleanse away all your sins before you dare approach me. I want you to come to me exactly in your most messy, exhausted, and broken state right now, as long as you give me your surrender with an honest heart. All the chaos in your life will instantly be realigned. The energy that has been blocked for so long will be shattered, making way for the flow of peace, wisdom, and breakthrough. If your soul is truly ready to take off that backpack full of boulders, if you truly want to end this cycle of wandering, self-punishment, and return to my absolute protection, affirm it right now. Leave the phrase, "I surrender," or an amen from the bottom of your heart right below this message. This small action is not a meaningless interaction. It is a spiritual ritual, a signature of your soul sent straight up to heaven, confirming that, from this moment on, I will stop trying to withstand it alone. I hand the steering wheel of my life over to you. The second you type those words, a covenant of protection will be activated. Your burdens officially become my burdens. Your worries officially become my responsibilities. Your battles, from this day forward, will be fought by my own hands. Do it, my beloved child. Just gently type down, "I surrender," and exhale a long breath. Do you feel the relief spreading through every single cell? Do you feel as if a 1,000-year-old block of ice has just been lifted off your chest? Yes. That is the magic of surrendering control. When your two hands are willing to let go of resentment and attachment, when your hands are empty and turned up to the sky in submission, that is when I can place the greatest blessings into your palms. But our journey today does not stop at this surrender. Now, when your mind is clearer, when your eyes are no longer blinded by tears of self-pity, I need you to look straight at your recent losses. It is time I reveal a shocking truth to you about the doors that just slammed shut in your face. The people who just cruelly walked away from you. Did you think that was a tragedy? The ultimate stroke of bad luck? Not at all. Everything is unfolding exactly according to the most perfect script to save your life and your destiny. That's right. My child who carries a million question marks in your heart. There is absolutely no arrangement that is cruel or meaningless. Everything is unfolding exactly according to the most perfect script to save your life and your destiny. You have cried. You cried so much when an opportunity you thought was your final safe haven suddenly slipped through your fingers. You completely collapsed when a person you placed all your trust in, giving them all your sincerity to treat them well, heartlessly let go of your hand halfway up the hill of life. You watched your hard work shatter to pieces. You watched the plans. You stayed up all night, building get washed away like a fragile sandcastle before a violent wave. You called that a loss. You called that a tragedy. You looked up at me with red, resentful eyes, blaming me for being so cruel as to strip away what you loved most. Why I would let you suffer such brutal trampling. But my child, look deep into my eyes right now and receive a truth that will completely change your life. I did not strip things away from you. I am rescuing you from above. I see the things that your tiny earthly eyes cannot possibly see. Your vision is limited by time and space. You only see the situation through a narrow keyhole. But I oversee the entire canvas of your life. If I had let that door stay open, if I had let that person stay in your life, if I had allowed that opportunity you were craving to become a reality, what would be waiting for you ahead is absolutely not the happiness you were fantasizing about, but an abyss of irreversible destruction. I am like a master gardener, and you are the most precious tree in my garden. For a tree to bear the most brilliant fruit, to strongly reach up and catch the sunlight in the coming spring, I must pick up the sharp shears. I have to cut away the rotting branches, the limbs carrying hidden diseases, and even the flowers that, despite blooming on the outside, are secretly draining the lifeblood from the roots. My child, when those shears cut down, does the tree hurt? Yes, you hurt. You bleed. You thrash around in the trauma. But if I pitied that temporary pain and didn't firmly cut off the necrosis, those toxic seeds would spread, and your entire life would slowly wither and die in decay. That job that didn't work out, that contract that got cancelled, it was because I had already prepared a much higher position for you, where your talents and character are truly honored, not exploited or trampled upon. That person who turned their back and left, it was because I saw right through their facade and knew deep down their core held betrayal. If I let them continue walking with you into the most important, most thorny chapters of your life, they would be a fatal knife stabbing you in the back, pushing you straight to rock bottom. I had to intervene. I made their true nature show, forcing them to leave earlier than planned to clear the path, making room for more genuine, complete, and worthy souls to step into your life. Every loss you are mourning over is actually a massive purification. The universe has no room for meaningless empty spaces. The universe only takes something away when it wants to place into your hands something hundreds of thousands of times greater. From now on, when you see a door slam shut in your face, when you see a plan fall apart unexpectedly, please do not bang on the door screaming in despair anymore. Do not torture yourself with why questions. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Smile and say thank you. Because that door wasn't locked to keep you away from a blessing. It was locked tightly to trap a disaster, refusing to let that disaster touch even the hem of your clothes. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not losing out. You are just being emptied to prepare to hold oceans of grace. But I know, even as your soul is being soothed by these words, deep down inside you there is still a whispering voice of skeptical resistance. Your rational, earthly mind is still trying to debate. A past full of hoping and then being disappointed has created a fear reflex in you. The darkness of fear is still trying to stretch out its tentacles to pull you back, wanting to drown you in the mud of low self-esteem, resentment, and a victim mentality. Doubt is the most vicious, invisible shackle of all. It ties your feet, making you afraid to move forward. It blindfolds you, making you afraid to believe in miracles. It whispers in your ear that these promises are too good to be true, that you, with all your sins, flaws, and brokenness, how could you possibly deserve to be loved and protected so absolutely? It wants you to forever remain a beggar for love and validation, rather than letting you realize you are a royal child of the Most High. It is time you smash those shackles. Do not let doubt rob you of the priceless gift destiny is placing in your hands right now. Your mind is the final battlefield. And today, I want you to be the winner. Use your own action in the present moment to prove to the entire universe your absolute submission. Reach up and gently tap the like button or the heart icon right now. Do not treat it as just a mindless tap on a social media platform. Turn it into a powerful spiritual ritual. A slash of a light sword breaking all the shackles of darkness. When your finger touches that icon, boldly declare in your mind, I shatter all chains of doubt. I trust absolutely in your arrangement. That interaction is a spiritual agreement, a decisive nod from your soul. It is the key that throws open the doors of your consciousness, allowing my power to flood in, sweeping completely clean all the remnants of darkness, anxiety, and toxic misconceptions poisoning your mind. Light cannot enter a room where the owner stubbornly keeps the doors shut and the blinds drawn. You pressing the like button is the exact moment you pull those blinds up yourself, welcoming the most brilliant sunrise after a long, dark season. Do it right now. My brave little being. Touch it and feel the vibration spreading from your fingertips all the way to the depths of your heart. As the chains of doubt drop with a clatter at your feet, your chest will instantly receive a fresh, pure wave of life force. All the gloom, all the resentment you've been dragging along for so long is evaporating, fading away like morning fog before the glorious sun. Close your eyes for a few seconds and soak in this wonderful clarity in your mind. Because what I am about to do next in your life will far surpass any boundaries of earthly imagination. When the soil of your soul has been tilled and cleared of weeds, when the dark clouds of doubt have been blown away, that is when I begin to plant the seeds of restoration. What you have lost, the years of your youth you thought were wasted, the tears of humiliation you shed in silence. I have not forgotten a single detail. Everything has been recorded in the books of heaven. And now, the greatest grand restoration for your life is officially launched. That's right, my child who carries a million question marks in your heart. There is absolutely no arrangement that is cruel or meaningless. Everything is unfolding exactly according to the most perfect script to save your life and your destiny. But before I pull back this curtain of secrecy, promise me one thing: absolutely do not scroll past. Do not let your finger slip from this screen. And do not let the distractions of the outside world pull you out of this divine frequency. If you scroll away right now, you are turning your back on the exact answer you cried and begged me for last night. Stay here. Be patient. And watch until the very last second of this message. Because only when you walk this entire path with me, lingering until the moment this screen closes, will you truly receive the seal of deliverance. What I am about to reveal in these next few seconds will collapse all your doubts. And the reward at the end of the video will be a confirmation that will completely change your destiny from this day forward. Focus and listen to every breath of mine. You have cried. You cried so much. Bitter and resentful tears when an opportunity you thought was your final safe haven suddenly slipped through your fingers so senselessly. You completely collapsed when a person you placed all your trust in, pouring out your sincerity and your whole heart to treat them right, heartlessly let go of your hand halfway up the steep hill of life. You watched your hard work shatter. I watched the plans you stayed up all night building get washed away like a weak sandcastle before a violent wave. You called that a loss. You called that an ultimate tragedy. You looked up at me with red eyes, full of resentment and blame, asking why I was so cruel as to strip away what you loved most. Why I would let you, someone who always tried to live decently, suffer such brutal trampling. But my child, look straight into my forgiving eyes right now and receive a shocking truth. I did not strip anything away from you. I am rescuing you from above. I see things that your tiny, limited earthly eyes cannot possibly see. Your vision is trapped in a narrow dimension. You only see the situation through a tiny keyhole of the present. But I oversee the entire canvas of your life, stretching from the past into the distant future. If I had softened my heart and let that door stay open, if I had let that person stay in your life, if I had allowed that opportunity you were craving to become a reality, what would be waiting for you ahead is absolutely not the happiness you were fantasizing about, but an abyss of destruction, a vicious trap with no way back. I am like a master gardener, and you are the most precious, most beautiful tree in my garden. For a tree to bear the most brilliant fruit, to strongly stretch its vast canopy to catch the sunlight in the coming spring, I must pick up the sharp shears. I must be ruthless enough to cut away the rotting branches, the limbs hiding infectious diseases, and even the flowers that, despite blooming brightly on the outside, are secretly draining the lifeblood from the roots. My child, when those shears cut down, does the tree hurt? Yes, you hurt. You bleed. You thrash around in extreme trauma. But if I pitied that temporary pain and didn't firmly cut off the necrosis, those toxic seeds would spread, and your entire life would slowly wither and die in an incurable decay. That job that didn't work out, that contract that got cancelled at the last minute, it was because I had already prepared a much higher position for you ahead, where your talents and character are truly honored, not exploited or trampled by petty people. That person who turned their back and left. It was because I saw right through their glamorous facade and knew clearly their heart held betrayal and calculation. If I let them continue walking with you into the most important, most thorny chapters of your life, they would be a fatal knife stabbing you right in the back, pushing you straight to rock bottom. I had to intervene with my power. I made their true nature show, forcing them to leave earlier than planned to clear the path, making room for more genuine, complete, and worthy souls preparing to step into your life. Keep your focus right here. Do not leave. These next seconds are the most crucial moment. If you can make it through this part of the journey, you will touch the secret of the spiritual law of attraction. Every loss you are mourning over is actually the greatest grand purification the universe is giving you. The universe never has room for meaningless, empty spaces. The universe only empties your hands when it wants to place in them a diamond hundreds of thousands of times more brilliant than the pebble you are trying to hold onto. From now on, when you see a door slam shut in your face, when you see a plan fall apart unexpectedly, please do not bang on the door screaming in despair anymore. Do not torture your mind with why questions. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Smile. And say thank you, because that door wasn't locked to keep you away from a blessing. It was locked tight to trap a disaster, refusing to let that calamity touch even the hem of your clothes. You are not being rejected. You are just being redirected. You are not losing out. You are just being emptied to prepare to hold oceans of grace. However, I know, even as your soul is being soothed by these whispers, deep down inside you there is still a resistant voice of doubt. Your rational earthly mind is still trying to debate. A past full of getting your hopes up only to fall off the horse has created a fear reflex, a negative defense mechanism in you. The darkness of fear is still trying to stretch out its tentacles to hold you back, wanting to drown you in the mud of low self-esteem, resentment, and the feeling that you will forever be a victim of fate. Doubt is the most vicious, invisible shackle of all. It ties your feet, making you afraid to step forward. It blindfolds you, making you afraid to believe in miracles. It whispers lies into your ears that these promises are too good to be true, that you, with all your sins, flaws, and brokenness, how could you possibly deserve to be loved and protected so absolutely? It wants you to forever remain a beggar for love and validation, rather than letting you recognize the brilliant crown waiting for you. It is time you smash those shackles. Do not let doubt rob you of the priceless gift I am handing to you. Your mind is the final battlefield. And today, I want you to be the sole winner. Use your own action in the present moment to prove to the entire universe your absolute submission. Reach up and gently touch the like button or the heart icon right now. Do not treat it as just a mindless tap on an app. Turn it into a powerful spiritual ritual, a razor-sharp light sword breaking all the shackles of darkness. When your finger touches that icon, boldly declare in your mind, "I shatter all chains of doubt. I trust absolutely in your guidance." You pressing the like button is not merely an interaction, it is a spiritual agreement, a decisive nod from your soul. It is the key that throws open the doors of your consciousness, allowing my power to flood in, sweeping completely clean all remnants of anxiety, self-doubt, and toxic misconceptions poisoning your mind. Light cannot enter a room where the owner stubbornly keeps the doors shut and the blinds drawn. Your interaction right now is exactly when you pull that dark curtain up yourself, welcoming the most brilliant sunrise after a long dark season. And remember, the destination is only one heartbeat away. Don't rush to leave. Touch that heart icon. Close your eyes for a second to feel the chains clatter to the ground at your feet. Then keep walking with me, because right after this moment of purification, in the next part, and also the final minutes of our encounter, I will do something unprecedented. I will not just soothe you, but I will enact the grand restoration. What has been taken, I will return. The way I compensate for your weary years of youth will leave you utterly stunned. Take a deep breath. Open your chest wide, because the greatest miracle is about to be activated in the very next seconds. Take a deep breath. Open your chest wide, because the greatest miracle is about to be activated in the very next seconds. And now, when the shackles of doubt have completely shattered beneath your feet, when your mind is clear and your heart is wide open like a galaxy with no more darkness, I officially launch the greatest grand restoration for your life. Listen to me whisper these words, and let every syllable soak deep into every blood vessel, every cell, every heartbeat in your chest. What the world has taken from you, I will personally restore. But my child, remember this well, the laws of heaven never operate according to the petty calculations of the earthly realm. When I step in to compensate, I never just give back exactly what you lost. The concept of breaking even does not exist in the dictionary of the divine. Once the door of grace is opened, I will restore to you sevenfold, tenfold, and 100-fold what you once shed tears over losing. Have you cried yourself dry over a sum of money from your blood, sweat, and tears that people scammed you out of, pushing you into turmoil, scrambling to make ends meet in humiliating desperation? Now, look, I am unclogging an entirely new stream of prosperity just for you. Invisible financial doors are bursting open from all four corners of the earth. Opportunities you never dared to dream of will come to you so magically, naturally, and smoothly that your earthly reasoning won't be able to comprehend it. You will no longer have to exhaust yourself, chasing after money in depletion, fear, or scraping together pennies anymore. Instead, abundance will automatically come knocking at your door, flowing into your life like a cool spring stream, plentiful and never running dry. Poverty, lack, and the worry of putting food on the table have been officially wiped off the map of your destiny. Have you cried over betrayal, over broken relationships, over your kindness being brutally trampled? I am cleansing the entire energy field around you right now. Starting from this moment, people with toxic energy, people who come to you only to exploit, drain your kindness, and drain your finances will automatically be pushed out of your orbit. They will forever be unable to cross the boundary of light protection I am establishing around your body. Instead, I am personally taking you by the hand, guiding pure souls, true benefactors, people with high vibrational frequencies to cross your path. They are the ones who will see and cherish you as the most precious gem, They are coming to love, uplift, compensate, and walk alongside you on the brilliant journey ahead. You will get to live in an environment where every word you speak is heard. Every sacrifice you make is acknowledged, and the love you give out will be met with absolute loyalty and appreciation. However, this grand restoration doesn't just stop at external material things or visible relationships. The most magical, grandest thing I am doing right at this moment, while you are still obediently keeping your eyes here with me, is the restoration from the deepest core of your soul. I am slowly stepping into the garden of your mind. Full of scratches, I am bending down, carefully gathering every shattered piece of your heart. The pieces from the self-pity of someone who always has to be the bigger person. The pieces from the obsession of falling behind. The pieces from insecurity. From the long nights of blaming yourself for wrong decisions in the past. I am picking them all up, not missing even the tiniest fragment. And right now, I'm using the most radiant golden light of compassion, using the most primal and pure love of the universe to weld them back together. You will not go back to being the old, naive, weak, and easily hurt version of yesterday. You are being reborn in the sacred fire of clarity, like a priceless ceramic vase that was once shattered into 100 pieces, now mended back together by the greatest artisan, using streams of solid gold. Your old cracks are no longer ruins of suffering or humiliation. They are sparkling brilliantly. They become a glorious testament to your resilience, to your invaluable lessons, and to your unmatched strength. Through those cracks, my light will shine brighter than ever before. You are becoming more beautiful, wiser, sharper, and highly favored than at any time in your past. Are you feeling it? A strange, pure, and gentle warmth spreading from the crown of your head, caressing your once heavy shoulders, seeping into your skin, diving deep into your veins, and settling at the very bottom of your chest. That is my breath. I am breathing life into you. My invisible hand is resting on your shoulder right now, completely stripping off your soul, that grey cloak of victimhood, of anxiety, of fear. And this very same hand is personally wrapping these small shoulders in a radiant cloak of authority, of royal pride, and absolute peace. From this moment on, the storms out there may still continue to rage. The earthly world may still spin in meaningless races for fame and gain. But your mind will always be the calm eye of the storm, a sacred sanctuary no force can shake. The judgmental words of the world, the criticism, or the scrutinizing stares will just be like passing breezes, unable to leave even the tiniest scratch on your soul. The disease of overthinking, peer pressure, the fear of an uncertain future will instantly vanish like soap bubbles, because now, from deep within your bones, you have realized an ultimate truth. The one holding the blueprint of your life is the Most High. And the path you are walking on is a grand avenue full of roses, light, and glory already laid out exclusively for you. But my child with the kind heart, listen very closely to this. I see all things, and I don't just see your wishes for yourself. I see the deep concerns, the selfless love you always hold for your flesh and blood. You have always lost sleep, worrying about your aging parents' health. You fret over the future and the peace of your little children. Your heart aches for your siblings who are struggling day and night to make a living. Your filial piety, your silent sacrifices, and that expansive love of yours deeply move me. Because of that, the covenant of protection I am establishing with you today will not be limited to just you alone. The power of this grand restoration will create a massive ripple effect. It forms a giant shield of light, an impenetrable spiritual dome covering the entire home you live in, protecting everyone you love most, and echoing blessings down to the generations to come. The generational curses of poverty taking root from one lifetime to the next. the persistent illnesses clinging to your family line, the conflicts, discord, and misunderstandings fracturing family bonds. All of it will be broken, crushed, and completely obliterated under the power of this light. The suffering will officially end with your generation. The cycle of poor, dead-end struggles will have to stop right at your name, starting from you. As the chosen one to break all karma, a completely new era of glorious prosperity, vibrant health, peaceful family harmony, and overflowing love will be permanently established for your bloodline. You are the lighthouse, the anchor of blessing saving your entire family. All preparations are complete. The healing energy is surging around you like an ocean of light. However, everything will just be a passing rain shower if you do not perform one final ritual to lock in this entire treasury of blessings. This is the most sacred and decisive moment of the whole journey. It is the most brilliant intersection between earthly free will and heaven's absolute power. You must seal it. You must stamp an eternal mark onto your life. A blazing red seal of the universe to confirm ownership, so that no dark force, no negative energy, and no bad luck can steal or strip away the graces I have just placed in your hands. Right now, prepare your soul. Take a long breath and place your hands on the keyboard. I am handing you a supreme code of the universe, a sequence of numbers carrying the most powerful vibrational frequency of completion, of eternal miracles, and divine protection. 3, number 7, S, standing side by side, create a boundless pillar of energy, a symbol of perfect rest after days of storms, the perfection of the divine realm. Therefore, right at this sacred moment, type down 777 to officially stamp this massive blessing onto your entire life and family. Do it with absolute fierce determination and unconditional trust. Do not let a single second of hesitation or a hint of laziness slip in and interrupt this magical flow. The exact moment you hit send on those numbers, close your eyes and feel its power. You are not just typing lifeless numbers. On a deep spiritual level, you are personally signing a treaty of light with your very own soul. As soon as the seal is confirmed, a beam of golden light from the deep heavens strikes straight down, enveloping your entire body. It forms a radiant sphere of energy. From that sphere, light radiates outward, seeping into every corner of your house, every room, covering your parents' bed, wrapping around your children. All blocked financial energy flows will immediately hear the command and clear up, rushing toward you. Lingering illnesses and chronic fatigue will be incinerated. The doors to the greatest opportunities are officially thrown wide open, and no one has the power to shut them. I see the beautiful surrender and the shining courage in your heart right now. The covenant is fulfilled. Tonight, when you lie down in bed and close your eyes, you will taste a profound sense of peace and tranquility that you haven't felt in a very long time. Like a child who was lost in a dark, stormy night, now safely gathered into the warm, sturdy arms of their father. Your sleep will be deep, smooth, and sweet. There will be no more chasing nightmares, no more waking up startled and sweating in anxiety. And tomorrow morning, when you wake up, opening your eyes to catch the first rays of the new day, you will see the world around you starting to magically shift. The air you breathe will seem fresher and purer. The way you look at things will become crystal clear, no longer bogged down by bitterness or fear. Every problem in front of you will suddenly become so small and easy to solve that you'll have to smile. That is because now, you are no longer walking alone in this world. You have me going ahead to clear the path, moving mountains and filling oceans. You have the light of the eternal seal illuminating every corner. Wherever you go, breakthrough, abundance, and blessings will roll out the red carpet right on your heels. But my brave child, this sacred encounter hasn't truly ended just yet. You have done exceptionally well keeping your faith strong and walking with me up to this moment. Your soul has been cleansed. The burdens dropped, and the seal has been stamped. However, there is still one final step. One crucially important piece of advice. One last key I need to hand directly to you before I let you return to the rhythm of earthly life. This is the core secret to keeping this flame of miracles burning forever without going out. An instruction that dictates how you will protect this energy source when you have to face the challenges waiting out there. If you have received the seal but missed this closing piece of advice, the protective wall that was just built might accidentally develop cracks for the darkness to slip through. Therefore, with all the boundless love of the Almighty, I earnestly ask you to linger for these final seconds. Gather all your remaining focus. Turn your heart completely toward me, to receive the blessing of peace and the final puzzle piece of the destiny map I am about to hand you right in the next section. Listen to me. The final piece of the destiny map that I want to place in your hands is the secret of the shield of gratitude and steadfastness. My beloved child, starting tomorrow, when you step out of this quiet sanctuary to return to the noisy flow of the earthly world, the universe will still have beautiful sunny days and stormy ones too. There will be times when the echoes of old habits, of anxiety, or the negative judgments out there try to creep in and knock on the door of your mind one more time. When those moments happen, absolutely do not panic. Do not let your mind slide back into the old ruts of resentment or doubt. That is not a punishment or a sign that the miracle has vanished. Those are just gentle breezes testing the stability of a tree that has rooted deeply into Mother Earth. In those moments, instead of bracing yourself to fight it off or crying tears of self-pity like yesterday, I want you to take a deep breath, smile softly, and say to everything around you, I am no longer afraid, because I am walking in the light and the protection of the Most High. Keep this flame of miracles alive, with a heart constantly overflowing with gratitude. Be grateful for even the smallest things, a peaceful breath every morning you wake up, a warm meal, or even a tiny obstacle that came to teach you patience. The greater your gratitude, the higher your vibrational frequency, and the protective wall around you will become so solid that no toxic arrow of the world can pierce it. Prosperity cannot flow into a heart full of resentment, but it will cascade like a waterfall into a soul that always knows how to say thank you. Now, when your chest is filled with grace, when your cup is overflowing with the water of life, I have a small mission I want to entrust to you. This light is too brilliantly warm to just hide away for yourself. Somewhere out there, right tonight, there are still millions of souls stuck, crying silently in dark corners, being drained by chronic overthinking and tearing loneliness exactly like you were yesterday. They are also crying out for a miracle, begging for a life preserver so they won't sink to the bottom of despair. You have been saved. So are you willing to become an invisible angel, an extension of my hands to save other souls? Save this message in your safest place. Turn it into a spiritual anchor. Whenever you feel unsteady, weak, or need something to lean on, open it and listen to my voice again to regain your strength. And if your heart right now is truly overflowing with love, press the share button to send this message to the people you care about. Or even just share it on your wall so that anyone who is lost might have the fateful chance to see it. Your act of sharing is not just spreading a video. On a spiritual dimension, you are sowing seeds of light and goodness into humanity. When someone accidentally clicks on your share and gets their wounds soothed, gets rescued from the edge of the abyss, all of those blessings will bounce back, resonate, and multiply tens of thousands of times right back into your own life. The more you light the way for others, the more brilliant and unobstructed your own path becomes. It is time I let you rest now. Completely relax your body one last time. Let all your worries and fears slide right off into the earth. In the name of the eternal love of the universe, I stamp absolute peace onto your mind. onto your sleep, onto the hands that work every day, and onto your entire family. All darkness has retreated. The freezing winter in your life has officially closed. The glorious dawn of prosperity, health, and love has already begun to break right at your doorstep. I love you, my brave child. Have a wonderful sleep. And tomorrow, step out into the world looking your absolute most proud and radiant. I am always here, right inside the beating of your heart, forever. My peace now completely belongs to you.